Asking for clarification at work. In this lesson you will learn the polite English phrases that stop you guessing, and you will hear them used in 2 natural workplace dialogues. A quick note before we start. Maya and Daniel are invented characters. Every dialogue, email, and example sentence in this video was written for teaching purposes. They are not recordings of real conversations. The language itself is standard, natural British workplace English. Only the situations are made up. Why does this matter? Most workplace mistakes are not skill problems. They are instruction problems. Someone was unclear and nobody asked. Asking for clarification early takes 30 seconds. Reading the wrong work takes a day. And here is the part learners often get wrong. Good clarification questions make you sound careful and senior, not slow. Weak ones, like sorry, what, make you sound lost. The difference is almost entirely the phrasing. And that is what we are going to fix. Part 1. The 4 moves. Every clarification question does one of 4 jobs. Signal, repeat, narrow, or confirm. Learn 1 or 2 phrases from each group and you are covered in almost any situation. Move 1. Signal. Before you ask anything, open the door politely. Sorry, can I just check something? This is the safest all-purpose opener. That little word just makes the question sound small and quick. Before I start, one quick question. The signals that you are about to act so your question sounds practical, not critical. Can I make sure I have understood you correctly? Notice how this puts the responsibility on you, not on the speaker. It is very polite. And do you mind if I ask a follow-up? Use this in meetings when someone has already moved on to the next point. Move 2. Repeat. Use these when you missed something or when it went past too fast. Sorry, would you mind repeating that? Neutral and professional. Far better than what or again. I didn't quite catch that last part. Didn't quite catch is softer than didn't hear. It makes it sound like a small miss rather than a failure to listen. Could you say that again a little more slowly? This is perfectly acceptable on calls. Nobody is offended by it. And on video calls, blame the connection. Sorry, you cut out for a second. Could you go back to the deadline? It is polite, and it is usually true. Move 3. Narrow. This is where you turn a vague instruction into a specific one. When you say soon, do you mean today or this week? Quote their vague word back to them. Then offer 2 concrete options. This is the single most useful pattern in the lesson. Which one exactly? The draft or the final version? An either or question is the fastest way to remove ambiguity. Could you give me an example of what you're looking for? Use this when the task is about style or quality, rather than facts. And here is a really strong one. What would done look like for this? It asks for the success criteria, and it sounds genuinely senior. Move 4. Confirm. This is the one most people skip, and it is the one that saves you. Before you walk away, say the task back in your own words. So, just to confirm, I'll do X, then Y by Friday. That is the classic summary. Concrete steps, and it ends with the deadline. Have I got that right? 4 words, and it is the perfect ending. It invites a correction without inviting a lecture. If I've understood correctly, the priority is the client deck. If I've understood correctly is a safe hedge. It lets you be wrong gracefully. And finally, I'll send you a short summary so we're both working from the same thing. Written confirmation protects you and nobody ever objects to it. Part 2. 2 dialogues. Now let's hear the 4 moves working together in real time. Listen for the moment each speaker stops guessing and starts asking. Dialogue 1. The vague brief.
Daniel, could you tidy up the Q3 report before Thursday?
Of course. Sorry, can I just check something before I start?
Go ahead.
When you say tidy up, do you mean the formatting, or do you want the commentary rewritten as well?
Good question. Formatting first, then add a short summary at the top, half a page, no more.
Understood. And which version am I working from, the draft or the one you sent on Monday?
Mayonnaise. The draft is out of date.
Perfect. So just to confirm, format Monday's Q3 report, add a half-page summary at the top by Thursday. Have I got that right?
Exactly right. Thank you for checking.
So what did Daniel actually do? 4 small moves, 30 seconds, and 0 wasted work. First, he signaled, "Sorry, can I just check something?" He opened the door before asking, so it never felt like a challenge. Then he narrowed twice. When you say tidy up, he quoted her vague word straight back at her and offered 2 options. And then, which version, the draft or Monday's? That either or question caught a mistake that nobody in the room had noticed. And finally he confirmed, just to confirm, then the summary, then the deadline, and then 4 words. Have I got that right? Dialogue 2, the fast call.
So we push the launch, tell the client Wednesday, and Priya handles the migration.
Sorry, you cut out for a second. I didn't quite catch the middle part.
No problem. We're pushing the launch back a week.
Could you say the last bit again a little more slowly? The part about Priya.
Priya runs the data migration on Tuesday night. You just need to be available.
Available how? On call at home or actually in the office?
On call is fine.
Great. And what would done look like on my side?
A green light in the dashboard by Wednesday morning. That's all I need.
Understood. I'll send you a 2-line summary so we're both working from the same thing. Both dialogues turn on the same trick. Let's look at the 2 questions that did the real work. Available how? On call or in the office? A single vague word, available, could have cost Daniel an entire evening. One either or question removed it. What would done look like on my side? That question changed the task from a vague duty into one measurable outcome. A green light by Wednesday. Notice also that he named exactly which part he missed. I didn't quite catch the middle part, so Maya repeated 4 words instead of the whole thing. And he finished in writing. I'll send you a 2-line summary, 30 seconds of typing, and now the agreement exists on paper. Now, the softeners. These are the small words that make the same question comfortable to hear. Just, can I just check? It makes the question sound small and quick. Quite. I didn't quite catch that. It turns a total miss into a near miss. Sorry, and this one is important. In British workplace English, sorry at the start of a question is not an apology for being stupid. It is simply how you open an interruption. Would you mind or do you mind? These turn an instruction into a request. And a little or a bit, a little more slowly is a request. More slowly, on its own, can sound like a complaint. Say this, not that. Same meaning, very different impression. On the left, sorry, can I just check something? I didn't quite catch that last part. When you say soon, do you mean today or this week? Just to confirm, have I got that right? And could you give me an example? On the right, the ones to avoid. What? How? Again. These sound abrupt even when you don't mean them to. I don't understand. This is too broad. It gives the speaker nothing to work with. You weren't clear. Never say this. It moves the blame onto the other person, and it will be remembered. Whatever you think is fine. This sounds agreeable, but it is really just guessing with extra steps. And so is, I'll just guess and you can tell me if it's wrong. Clarifying in writing needs one extra ingredient. Your best guess. Open with the reason. Quick clarification before I start on this. Then ask the narrow question, not the broad one. Is this the full report or the sales section only? Now add your own best guess. I've assumed the full report. Let me know if not. This is the ingredient people forget. It lets the other person reply with a single word instead of writing a paragraph. Close with the action and the deadline. Assuming that's right, I'll have it with you Thursday. And in chat keep it to one message. 3 separate messages, each asking one question, are harder to answer, not easier. Your turn. Pause the video and choose. The answers are on the next slide. Question 1. Your manager says the report is needed soon. What do you say? A. I don't understand. B. When you say soon, do you mean today or this week? Or C. Okay, no problem. Question 2. You missed 3 words on a video call. What is the best phrase? A. Sorry, what? B. You weren't clear. Or C. Sorry, you cut out. I didn't quite catch the last part. Question 3. The task is agreed and you're about to leave the meeting. What now? A. Just to confirm, I'll do X by Friday. Have I got that right? B. Say nothing and start working. Or C. Ask a colleague what she thinks it meant. Here are the answers. All 3 are the narrow move or the confirm move. Question 1. The answer is B. When you say soon, do you mean today or this week? Quote the vague word back, then offer 2 concrete options. A gives the speaker nothing to work with, and C is simply guessing. Question 2. The answer is C. Sorry, you cut out. I didn't quite catch the last part. It names exactly what was missed, and it blames the connection. A sounds abrupt, and B moves the blame onto her. Question 3. The answer is A. Just to confirm, I'll do X by Friday. Have I got that right? That is the confirm move. 10 seconds now instead of a day of wrong work later. Let's recap. Take these 5 away. 1. Signal. Sorry, can I just check something? 2. Repeat. I didn't quite catch that last part. 3. Narrow. When you say blank, do you mean A or B? 4. Confirm. Just to confirm. Have I got that right? And 5. In writing, ask the narrow question, and then add your own best guess. Ask early. Ask narrow. 30 seconds of clarifying beats a day of the wrong work. If this was useful, subscribe for more English for Work. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.